Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have introduced over 100 brand new Pokemon. We haven't had this many new Pokemon to choose from since Pokemon Black and White, and that was released 12 years ago. And they're not bad designs either. The internet has absolutely fallen in love with a lot of them, like Tinkaton, Ditto, Not You, and most of all, LeChonk. This fat little pig is everywhere right now, both online and in-game. And that's why today we're catching, naming, and wonder trading 250 LeChonks in under a day. First things first, we're gonna need balls. Now, I'm not actually that far through this save, so I spent my life savings on 250 Pokeballs. And then I headed home to South Province Area 1. I figured this is where the largest density of low-level LeChonks spawn, making it so I can catch them in one ball easily. We're gonna be here a while. I'm not gonna record all of them. Hey, I said caught in one ball easily. Get in the ball. Hey. Straight away, I caught my first LeChonk, and I named him LeLunch, and I put him in the box rightfully labeled meat. I quickly caught a few more chonky boys and named them LeBreakfast, LeDinner, Honey Glazed, Pulled Pork, Bacon, and of course, PU55I3SL4Y3R, or Pussy Slayer. Look, I started this video feeling two things, and one of them was hungry, okay? But now I'm feeling confident. We've got full box of 30 and then a box of 12. So we got 42 in total, and we've been doing this for about 45 minutes. I was catching at a rate of 1 ppm, or pigs per minute. 250 pigs, so that's 250 minutes of catching, depending on the spawn rates and moving between pigs. No, it broke my chain! So roughly 4.5 hours of catching. I can do this. This confidence made me feel confident to take a break and spend some time with my new team at a picnic. Now, hit it back. Nice, good defense. While playing soccer and accidentally mistaking a smaller LeChonk for a ball, I suddenly had a brilliant brain blast idea. You see, in Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon can breed at picnics. I could increase my PPM drastically if these pigs went to town on each other. Just really started to raw dog it around the picnic table. I'll be honest, I've come into this game very spoiler free. I've not watched any guides, and I certainly haven't been checking out any videos or anything else. So I wasn't quite sure how to encourage these little horn dogs to get busy. You see, I'd heard sometimes sandwiches helped, so I made a LeChonk ham and egg sandwich. Ham, egg. Oh, egg. Oh, egg. Egg. No, all my eggs. Egg. The ham was to give them a taste of LeChonk, and the eggs a metaphor for bangin'. Sadly, with no actual understanding of the sandwich mechanic, I just made them watch as I used their friends and family for sustenance, and then I force-fed them their siblings. So I went back to catching the old-fashioned way, but in the back of my mind, I thought there has to be a better way. I might not be able to encourage intercourse with bread, but an expert could. I hurried to town to ask around and found exactly what I needed, a sandwich that gave something called Egg Power 1. Spending the last few dollars I had left after those Pokeballs, I rushed back to my picnic table and watched with anticipation. This pig was so excited he tried to breed with a chair. I think he's in trouble, but if he's just having fun, I don't want to bother him. Luckily though, the other pigs figured it out, because soon we were rolling in eggs. Oh, it's working! Now I was getting around 6 eggs per 5 minutes. I had cut out the time needed to run between pigs, and I could sit back and relax while I watched LeBreakfast, Raw Dog LeLunch, and Lay LeBrinner. I'm gonna create an army right now. In just a short amount of time, I had already filled a box and a half with eggs, and I was feeling pretty good until my realization. But before, I was getting 1 egg per minute roughly, and that's not including the fact that every now and then they'd break out and stuff like that. So if I wanted 250 eggs, that'd be 250 minutes, so 60, 60, 120, 240. So it ended up coming about 4.5 hours to catch every single one by hand. So breeding is way better, especially... Oh, but what are we going to do about hatching? I don't know if egg power helps hatching. Wait, I have an idea. You see, in past games, certain Pokemon had abilities that could speed up the time it took to hatch eggs if they were in the party with those eggs. Fletchinder and Talonflame just so happened to have one of those abilities, Flame Body. Luckily, this save is a Nuzlocke that I'm currently doing, so I dragged the corpse of my Fletchling from the death box and force-fed it candy to evolve. Wait, what the f- I could ask that bird for advice? Did you guys see that? Anyway, with Fletchinder now in my party, I can do a test run hatching my eggs. I climbed to the top of the lighthouse and began running in circles. That was way too quick. The first egg took a minute to hatch, which is amazing, but all 5 eggs in total took about 3 minutes to hatch. Hatching the eggs was taking away all the ppm time that I'd saved by breeding them, and I still had to name all of them. There had to be a better way. But thanks to my absolute refusal to Google anything, I didn't know what it was. But after checking a restaurant, I realized you could get level 2 of some of the food powers. Could there be a level 2 egg power? I literally spent an hour wandering around restaurants aimlessly. In and out, in and out. Sometimes I even went out and then right back in. Oops, I didn't mean to come in twice. Until one very fancy restaurant in Levencia, I found it. Egg Power 2. Oh! Myself and my pigs chowed down on that aggressively fancy food and hurried to set up a picnic. Okay, set a timer. We will check back in 5 minutes and see if we've got 10 eggs. If this didn't increase my ppm, I'd wasted hours. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see how many eggs we got. Oh, they're all asleep. Guys, you better be waking up and fuck. 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll just keep doing this, I guess, until we get a full, like, 200. So I'd done it. We were getting 2 EPM, or eggs per minute. And at that rate, we'd be done in 2 hours of picnics. We could do this, as long as I remembered to go refresh my Egg Power 2 every 15 to 20 minutes, which... Oh, crap, it looks like my food's run out. I did not remember to do. But after a dozen computer foods and a lot of hard work... Hey, boys, you been fun? We were finally done. Well, not quite. We still had 50 LeChonks before we could start the mass exodus, but a friend got wind of what I was doing and told me if I used a German Ditto, then those 50 eggs would have a 1 in 680 chance to be a shiny LeChonk, compared to the normal odds, which is 1 in thousands, while also not lowering my EPM or PPM stats that I'd worked so hard to raise. I happily took Metamorph off his hands and let him run loose with PU55I3SL4Y3R at the picnic, while I kept working hard. And it honestly was hard work. This Ditto was out for blood, man. Look at him defend his eggs. Ow, 3. That was rude. What the hell, dude? 4, 5. Ah, stop it! Alright, despite being abused, I was able to get all 10, so I will just... Back in 5. Would you stop that? Jeez. But eventually, it happened. If this has 10 eggs, it'll be my last one. If it doesn't have 10 eggs, it means my food ran out, and I might legitimately cry. My food ran out, that is. But then it happened. But here we go. Let's see how many we've got. We've got 1 in our party right now. Shank. Then we've got 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. I have 251. Now we just have to hatch about 200 eggs. We have to hatch 200 eggs. Right. Right. I wasn't sure if Egg Power 2 did anything to help hatch eggs, and to be honest, I still don't know. But I didn't want to take any chances. So I chowed down and got down, added Fletchinder to my party alongside 5 eggs, and I began running. Let us begin the spin. 1. That took literally like 5 seconds. The first egg hatched in 15 seconds, but all 5 in total took roughly 2 minutes. That meant 250 eggs divided into groups of 5 is 50 groups. Each group takes 2 minutes. 100 minutes to hatch 250 eggs. That is no time at all. I just need to keep running in circles and not make any mistakes. Fuck. Damn it. Egg. Fuck. Damn it. Or get distracted. Oh, I get it. It's Foy Cocoa Pops. Anyway, don't look at that. Instead, remember how 50 of those eggs were higher shiny odds? Well, you won't believe it, and it blew me away as well, but on our very last egg, Oh? I just think that Scarlet and Violet are the worst games we've had in years. Not just performance issues, gameplay, design, everything about them is just trash. Anyone who's enjoying it, you're a it. I hate this game. You. I'm never playing it again, apart from the fact that I'm going to complete the game because I'm loving it. And also, I have to now go and want to trade 251 non-shiny LeChonks. But hope wasn't lost. It was time to trade. And honestly, with a sense of nervous excitement, the same as any parent or pig farmer sending their child to a meat factory, we sent our first LeChonk into the world. The frame rate is about 15, if that, maybe 5, to be honest. And we got a Dunsparce. To be straight, honestly, a Dunsparce, really good first trade for what I was expecting. I feel like hopefully we don't end up with a bunch of... No, it's a Dunsparce. It's different. It's a 2-segment form. What? As I said, I've been going pretty spoiler-free, so I'll be honest, I didn't even know Dunsparce was a form that existed. But what really excited me was that this naughty boy was actually caught at level 12 and had been trained up before being traded. I love finding out the stories behind these Pokemon. The next few trades came in thick and fast. We got a Drowsy, then we got an Avalugg, a Meowth, and a Flabébé with the red flower, and then I got a Gothitella who is just gross. Oh no! No! I hate her. I hate her so much. I hate her entire evolution line. It freaks me out. It's weird. But that's okay because the next trade we got one of our top 5 best Pokemon ever. Oh, dude! That's awesome! If you guys don't know, Donphan is one of my all-time favorites because I could never get it as a kid when I played Silver and Crystal. I just didn't know how to, and we didn't have the internet back then. So I was just desperate. Followed quickly by a Knuckle Stack, a Flittle, and then a Diglett. And with that, our first 10 were done. And I'd gotten almost no Route 1 Pokemon. And out of the 10 I got, 8 were new entries to my Pokedex. This was going to be amazing. We pushed on, getting a Stunky, a Flabébé Blue form, Indeedee, Whiscash, Impidimp, and then it happened. Next up, let's go! LeChonk to Dragon! I bet he's gonna eat him. He's gonna eat the LeChonk, damn it. Oh, shit! Dragon sent me a Sprigato! That's 2 of the starters down. My one and this one. Now I just need to get Quaxley in this whole adventure. Off you go, LeChonk. You're heading to Mina. $10 says Mina gives me like an ultra super cool rag Pokemon. Okay, I owe you guys $10. I'll give it to whoever subscribes in 3, 2, 1. Okay, you, John, you get it. So next up, we got a Torkoal, and then our first Route 1, a Scatterbug. Was this a bad sign? Was this feeling of letdown going to continue? Is this how people felt when they received Lieutenant Ham from me? It led me to reconsider, to worry. Should I really be Fuecoco, baby? Let's go! Riding high, we got an Azurill, and then another Azurill back to back? Okay, well, we got a Best Boy, followed by an Eevee, Clorf, and a goddamn Donphan. Let's go! Donphan, let's fucking go. I love Donphan so much. That's awesome. And then we got a Mankey, Sprigatito again, Route, Strudel, Igglybuff, Houndour, and a literal Dung Beetle. And then, something I had no idea even existed. A goddamn cyborg Mokuhita called Iron Hands. I knew a bit about Paradox Pokemon, but not specifics, and this looks kind of amazing. Next up, we got an Eevee, a Swablu, a Fuecoco again, a Buizel, a Ghastly, a Toadstool, a Tarantula, a Sinesti, and then something called a Sandy Shocks. Thank you to Tatari. This is truly the weirdest caveman Magnemite I have ever seen, and I love him. Then we got a Deerling, a Gyarados, a Charcadet, which is neat, but I have one since I've been playing Scarlet. A Salandit, a Shinx, and a Abomasnow, who is just absolutely cool. I don't care what anyone says. I love Abomasnow. A Tadbolt, who is just absolutely not cool. I don't care what anyone says. Another Torkoal, a... Shit. I forgot this Pokemon's name. Can someone comment it below for me? I really appreciate it. Thank you. We got an Azurill, then a Toxicroak, and then... Good feeling? Bad feeling. Bad feeling. Bad bail out, pull the chute, pull the chute. Oh lord, he coming. It's little guy. Followed by a Kufont, whose Chinese name apparently translates to Bronze Elephant, which is just neat to know. And then a Larvesta, who translates to Burning Bug. And essentially what we've learned today is that Chinese Pokemon names are very literal. Who knew? Then we got a Psyduck, a Buizel, a Charcadet, a Vroom Vroom, a Min Mum's car, a Roly-Coly, a Diglett, another Fuecoco. Would really love a Quaxley, guys, if you can throw one out to me, please. A Tauros, and then I asked one simple thing of Angela. All right, LeChonk, off you go to Angela. Angela, be good to me, okay? Angela, how dare you cross me? Don't worry, Swell's made up for it with a Dratini. We got a Flamigo, another Sinesti, a Scatterbug, a Surskit, an Eevee, an Indeedee, a Fledgling, a Skiploom, and man, this is a bit of a bad streak all of a sudden. I just need something to help break this awful streak. I mean, that'll do. Apparently, this Japanese LeChonk translates to gluten, and then bruh sent me an Oinkalong right after, which is a very strange coincidence. We got another Best Boy, an Eevee, a Curlier, a Mastiff being chased by a Meowth, a Swablu, and then the world's weirdest Pokemon, Tandemaus, which is literally just 2 mice that evolves into 3 mice. Did these mice just fuck? We got another Knackley, a sick as heck Honchgrove. Let's go! Followed by one of my favorite bird Pokemon, Rufflet. He is just so fluffy. Look at him. A Graveyard is cool, a Yungoos is not, followed by a Seviper, which, can I just take a second to say, Hoenn really was peak Pokemon design. Like, look how cool this thing is. Especially compared to Electros, who we got right after that Seviper, and his name apparently translates to Momo Eel King. Or even just look at this Gimmighoul. Come on, guys. Hoenn crushed it. We got a Ghastly, a Bronzor, a Litleo, and God, another Azurill? What's going on? A Sunkern, a Skiddo, another Azurill? What? A Psyduck, a Spitops, who is, well, yeah, I hate this Pokemon. A Bonsweet, a Smoliv, 2 Spriggatitos, and a Fuecoco, a Colossus, and then a Glimmet, which is a Pokemon that I've never heard of and looks a bit like a cock with a flower for a foreskin. I'm so sorry, you can't unsee it once you've seen it, and I feel like I've just ruined him for a lot of people. So we'll just move on. I got a Squavit, more like gross, am I right, boys? Hey, got him! Woo! A Tatsugiri, another Flowercock, and then our boy, our king. Oh! That is a dream. Thank you so much. Gibble, adorable little round boy, turns into an absolute monster, but I will take that. This has been some of the best trading I've ever had, and we are only 115 trades through. And spoiler alert for you, it gets better. Next, we get a Shinx, then a Mabostiff, then a Wingull, and then, yeah, that guy. Eevee, Wooper, Pawmi, Eevee, another Sprigatito. Where the duck is Quaxly, man? This Capsakid is neat. It does look a bit like a baby version of Skullkid from Zelda, though, but sure. Kricketot, Eevee, Fidough, and for our 125th trade, halfway there, we got Jigglypuff. Let's just move on. We got a Shroodle, a Psyduck, another Jigglypuff, an Igglybuff, another Azurill. What is going on? Why are there so many Azurills? Sorry, it's fine. Next was an Eevee, and then, a Venonat, and then we get a Slowking, which is an obscure Pokemon to say the least, but I'm excited to have him. We got a Route, an Eevee, we got Flipper 1, Flipper 2, Happiny, and then it finally happened. Finally! I don't even like Quaxly, but finally! We got a Wooper, a Wingull, a Grimmsnarl that was caught by Takeshi at level 20 and leveled until he was level 42. And then he just sent him out into the world. Takeshi, I will take very good care of this Grimmsnarl. I promise. We got a Larvitar, which is awesome, a Squavit, and then one of my all-time favorites, a Riolu in a Luxury Ball to help it with friendship. Jesse is a trainer among gods, and I really appreciate you. However, Deck, who sent me a Yungoos right after, you suck. We got another Diglett, a Routes, a Mudbray, a Taurus, a Seviper, another Quaxly. Oh, suddenly people like him now that I've got all 3, sure. A Litleo, a Pawmi, a Voltorb, a Rufflet, a Sprigatito, a Deerling, a Misdrevious, which is just so freaking cool. A Numel, a Corvisquire, another goddamn Azurill, God, Wiggler from Mario, Toadstool, and then something a bit sus. It looked like an Amoongoose, but they called it a Brute Bonnet. Neat. We got a Psyduck, an Azurill, yay, a Knackley, and okay, so far, this is my favorite Paradox Pokemon, Screamtail. Look at his little teeth. And I do have to ask, does he scream because Arceus put the tail on his forehead? We got another Sprigatito, a Mastiff, a Fishlips, Corvisquire, Eevee, Diglett, Yungoos, Hoppip, Diglett, Hippopotamus, and another Riolu to add to my army of friendship. Okay, there are only 62 chonks left to go. The 6 in my party, this 30 of funny names, and this 30 that are all called Eljay on YouTube. We're almost there. We got a Yungoos, a Sunkern, and probably one of the coolest original 151 mons that we all wanted as kids, Scyther. Then we got a Fledgling, a LeChonk, a Toxel, a LeChonk, a Waddle, another Iron Hands, another Azurill. Seriously, who is trading this many Azurills, and do you need help? Is this a cry for help? And Eevee, which leaves us with just 50 LeChonks left. So let's begin our final 50. We got a Mastiff, a Gibble, a Setotl, a Diglett, a Mareep, 2 Sharkedets, and a Hoppip. Flamingo came right after, another Iron Hands. I'm a little bit confused as to why there are so many Iron Hands. I would rather anything else. Oh, come on, you. We got a Shaka deck and Eevee and, of course. All right, Vic, enjoy LJM. He is a treat. You know, some would say he's worth subscribing to on the internet. A Roly-Poly, a Galarian Meowth, which apparently you actually need to beat the game to get one, says my friend. So that's pretty cool. Shame about his brother, which came right after, though. He's not as cool. Another Riolu. I'm not even excited about Riolus anymore. What is happening to me? I've been here in this room for too many hours. Please. And a Stunky. Have no fear, we're almost at the end. A fan club of Muck and Grimer. Watch on as we get a LeChonk, a Rockruff, the cutest dog type, Misdrevious, and then... f*** you. Strudel, Fletchling, Flabebe, White, Igglybuff, Mastiff, a Spring Form Pavilion, I think. Yungoos, Sprigatito, Happiny, LeChonk. I love it so much. It's just so good. Flamigo, Growlithe, Axu, Roly-Poly, Blazel, Fletchling, Hoppip, and we were doing terribly. So I pulled out the big guns. Labrina, breakfast for dinner. It is your time to shine. You will come through for us. You will defeat the terrible streak of trades that we have been on. Brinna, enjoy having time with Ari. Ah! Next up, a bitch sent us a Psyduck, great name by the way, a Gimme Ghoul, and now we're at our final 6. We saved our favorite 6 LeChonks for last. Le Breakfast, Le Lunch, Honeyglazed, Babe, Pat Puck, and PU55I3SL4Y3R. This challenge has taught me so much about breeding, hatching, and shinies. It's given me over 75 new dex entries, new forms I never even knew existed. And to be honest, it made me feel like a kid, just figuring things out by myself again. Will the final 6 trades live up to all of that? I almost don't want to do it, but with our fan club watching on, we begin. But we must start with the most important meal of the day, Le Breakfast. Goodbye, Le Breakfast. I said, with our fan club watching on, we begin with the most important meal of the day, Le Breakfast for Logan. I haven't got one of them. That's another one for the Dex, who in return gave us a Sableye. Feeling good, we sent Babe to the big city and got another Igglytuff. It's fine, we can do this. Next, we sent Honeyglazed and a Drowsy, who... Drowsy really didn't withstand the move to 3D as well as some Pokemon did. Mark? Looks amazing. Drowsy? Can Le Lunch bring us a better trade? One of my favorite meals, but not my most favorite, but it's up there. I like it a lot. And see, that's why, because it always leaves you a little disappointed with whatever comes up when you have it, you know? Well, this is it, our penultimate trade. We have to send Pat Puck. 7's in the comments for Pat Puck off on his adventure. All right, that's another one for the Dex. I didn't have him. Thank you for the Spoink. Do you guys know if a Spoink stops bouncing, his heart stops? It's a game for kids. And now it's finally time for our very last trade. I have spent hours today catching, breeding, eating, crashing both my ride and the game. It's time for PU55I3SL4Y3R to go on to a new home. Here we go. Is that a f***ing shiny? It is, right? That's a shiny. Hoppim's usually... No, I don't want to do another surprise trade. I want to go look at the shiny I just got. It's not even bred. He just caught a f***ing shiny Hoppip and traded it to the world. And with one of the best endings ever, you cannot make this shit up, we have officially done it. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I missed one. But the shiny is such a good ending. No, I won't scam as you. If I will do all 250. This video took too much time and too much energy for me to pretend like the shiny was the last one. Are you kidding?